Alright, today we're going to talk a little bit about the nervous system. When we first talk about the nervous system, we have to start with the brain. And the brain has four main lobes. First, you have the frontal lobe. So the frontal lobe is concerned with thinking and reasoning and making decisions. The second lobe is the temporal lobe. And the temporal lobe is mainly concerned with hearing as well as speech. So speech goes to the ears, the temporal lobe is right there. The parietal lobe deals with spatial recognition, so spatial recognition as well as calculations. Back in the back you have the occipital lobes. The occipital lobes deal with seeing. So if you think of seeing out the back of your head, that can help you to remember the occipital lobe. Also in the brain we have what we call the limbic system. The limbic system deals with receiving sensory information and then storing it. So the limbic system is made of four parts. We have the thalamus, the hypothalamus, the amygdala, and the hippocampus. So the hypothalamus deals mainly with sending information out. It sends information out to things that we do automatically without thinking of them, such as controlling heart rate, as well as respiratory rate, and those autonomic parts of the body. When sensory information comes in, it first comes to the thalamus. The thalamus sorts it and then sends it to the hippocampus. In the hippocampus, it makes a decision whether it's important or it's unimportant. If it's unimportant, it just kind of forgets about it. But if it is important, it sends it to the amygdala. The amygdala makes the decision whether it's important once again. And again, if it's unimportant, it just kind of forgets about it. But if it's important, it encodes it into long-term memory. Again, when we talk about the nervous system, we can't do anything without talking about neurons. And a great example of neurons is our arms, actually. So if we think about my arm, from my fingertips to my elbow, as a neuron. So on this end, we have the dendrites. The dendrites receive information, then they pass it to the body, which is represented the palm or the back of my hand. The body passes on to the axon, which transfers it to the end, or the synapse. At the synapse, neurotransmitters or chemicals are released to pass the impulse along to the next cell, which would receive it again at the dendrites. Along the axon, we have what we call myelin. Myelin is basically a fatty substance which is used to insulate and protect the neuron. And it also helps to perpetuate the impulse quicker along the axon than it would otherwise. This is just a little bit about the nervous system.